All right. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited for our full moon messages for July 2025. Okay. So we'll get into it pretty quickly, but a couple things I want to note. They're a little bit different than other new moon messages. Not new moon, full moon messages that you may have heard in the past, is that I actually channel our full moon messages depending upon which starseed type you are. So for example, I channel specific messages for Pleiadian starseeds, for Sirius starseeds, for Arcturian starseeds. And so if you don't know what starseed type you are, that is okay. I still encourage you to listen. I'll talk a little bit about like what different traits certain starseed types have before the messages. So you may be able to figure it out from that, but then also just kind of tune in and feel like, okay, which starseed type resonates, the most with me, right? And so definitely, I just wanted to mention that. But then also, I wanted to note that I'm also channeling directly from the Akashic Records, right? So when we think of the Akashic Records, they're a written record of everything that has ever happened in this universe and beyond, right? So they can kind of be like past facing, right? Like, okay, here's the soul contract, the lifetime you had, here's what happened to you in this lifetime. Here's what happened to you when you were 5 years old in this lifetime, right? So it's like it's kind of like past facing, but I also like use it to channel in the future as well. So basically through the records, I'm talking with different beings to kind of channel, okay, what's going to happen for each of our starseed types, in this full moon period. And I think it's interesting because there are some like collective things, and there can be like collective contracts too, right? It's like for the next 2 weeks, Lyran starseeds could all be facing one, certain, obstacle in these next 2 weeks because we're contracted into, facing that, right? Or it's just like a lot of, like the energy surrounding a certain starseed group may be working a certain way, right? Or something is going on, right? So it's good to be able to kind of like read the field, read the energy, but then also have the Akashic Records too, because that is where all of the soul contracts sit, right? That's where all of the all of the decisions made sit, and like all of the planning is in the Akashic Records, right? Because it's like more backward facing, but it's also forward facing too. Like it's like this is the plan, right? And so it's like according to the plan what's supposed to happen, right? Which we know plans don't always go according to how they're gonna be, right? But like we're pretty close in time. So I feel like, like 99% chance, like here's the energy, here's the plan. That's basically the information you're going to get today, right? So anyway, so I just wanted to give that background. With our full moon, it's definitely always a time for releasing emotions, releasing things. So just keep that in mind as we go through. And I offer a ton of different readings, galactic readings, past life readings, star family readings. So I'll put my link below. I would love to have you if you want to come and do a reading with me. And I have a ton to choose from. I also do Akashic business auditing, right? So if you're a small business owner, you just want me to audit your career, something like that, I have links for that below too. Lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe. Okay. All right, guys. So let's get into it. So I'm just going to kind of tap in and just see for all starseeds and really all people listening to this. If you're listening to this, maybe you're like, I don't like that word starseed. I don't identify with it. That's fine. I'm just going to tap in for all the starseeds and then for all the people who aren't starseeds too. And I'm just going to kind of see what's going to happen during this full moon period. Definitely feels like it's like an explosion is what I feel, right? So it feels like, whoa, like something happened and like now we're into it. Like now there's action going on. Like, oh, it's like I feel like there's some sense of like collectively like things being like everyone being like, oh, we get it now, or we're seeing something, we're like, oh, like we're watching, we're like, oh crap, like what's going on over there? Like it's like just a lot of like energy, and it's like eye-opening, and like noticing certain things are happening, or certain things are like now there's a better understanding of it, which here in the US, like knowing what's going on, totally there's a lot going on here, right? So I can see like why this is relevant right now, why they're saying this. Let me grab some water. Okay. All right. So what else is going to kind of be relevant for everyone for the collective? Feels like a lot of release these next full moon period, which is good. And when we're releasing these things too, it's kind of acceptance of them, looking at them and understanding why these things happened to us in our past, digesting them, but looking at them from an external perspective, right? So it's more like that happened and I get why it happened and I'm like okay with it. Like it's going to be that type of processing of like thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And then what else? Realization. I think people are going to have a lot of realizations and understanding what plans are coming next. So I feel like there's going to be, and like, here's what's going to happen. And like, here's what's coming next. Like, it's just going to be a time where there's going to be a lot of information taking and then being like, okay, now I get it. Now I understand. Like, now I see why things are the way they're happening. It feels like this is happening on the collective level. Yeah. And it's like processing. It doesn't feel like this next 2-week period is going to be a time to take a ton of action, but it's going to be like, holy shit. So like, what are the next steps? Like if this is real or if this is happening, or if this is what was really going on, what are the next steps here? Like, that's kind of like what the thought is right now. It's like, well, what does this mean then? Where do we go from here? Like I found out some new information. Like, what do I do with it? This changes things. Like it's that type of energy that's going to be moving through all of us. Yeah. There's also going to be a time for celebration because some of this new information coming through is going to be, it's going to be mind blowing, but it's going to be good too. Be like, yay, finally we get it. Or this makes so much sense. Like it's not going to be like bad information. Like some of the information's going to be really good. Progressively, we're all going to be continue moving forward. It's actually interesting. Like there's going to be like a common goal. We're all moving forward. So that's interesting because that's not the way it feels right now. It feels like everyone is very split right now. Yeah, but it feels just like new realizations, new things coming through that's going to help us all move towards like one more common like goal type of feeling. Yeah. Yeah. And it feels like some of the like there's this feeling, and I don't know that this will be like collective like one person, but you guys might experience this in your life. Like there might be someone too in your life who's like when this kind of new information comes up or like things are kind of seen for how they are, like someone tries to take credit for like, oh, I told you so, like I knew it, oh my gosh, like it was me, like that type of like energy, and they kind of want your praise or your validation. It seems like there's going to be some of that energy coming through. It's up to you if you want to give it to them or not. Don't feel like you have to. Like don't feel like just because they were right or like they knew something like that it means you have to praise them or worship them or anything like that. Like it's fine just to be like, okay, like you saw it, you knew it, like that's okay. Like I wasn't there yet. It doesn't mean that I have to listen to you in the future. You have something over me, or I have to keep, like following you or doing whatever you want me to do. Like you can just be like, no, like I respect that and thank you, but like that doesn't change things or mean that you're always right or something like that, right? So if you have someone in your life who's acting like that, just know it is okay to stand up for yourself with them, but not necessarily mean like, okay, it's always going to be like the dynamic, because it does feel like this is a bit ego driven with them as well, right? And it's like, and right, in our ego, like we all experience ego in different ways in a human body. And some of us, like souls, come in like we want to experience ego in a certain way. So that might be part of their soul path to experience like ego a certain way, and that's okay, but it doesn't mean that you have to fall into line with them and just like bolster that inflated sense of ego within them. All right, so what else? Yeah, it just feels like there's gonna be some of you out there, it feels like you're like running a race, or you're trying to finish something or do something before something else happens. Like it's just a lot of movement energy, and it's like you're in the middle of the race and you're just like running. And it just feels like there's an intensity there, right? So there might just be some of you, like for this next like 2-week period, it's just very intense, and you're just going, and there's like, it's like you're trying to beat the clock, or there's something that you're like trying to beat, is how they're showing me. It's like you're trying to beat something to like a deadline or a finish line. So it feels like it could be like timing constraints, but it feels like less like a deadline and more like there's moving pieces, and maybe it's like there's like emotion to it as well. So it's like maybe there is something you need to get done over the next 2-week period. It feels like it's kind of a hard deadline. Like it's not like this isn't a true like I got to meet this by the deadline, but it's like things are moving, right? And it's like there's other people. It's like it's like it's not the deadline more, so it's like the other people at play, and it's like you feel like you have to do something faster than them, or they're gonna make a move like before you make a move, right? So it's like you're trying to like the intensity of like Like, you know, they're moving and it's like you're trying to race against them, right? You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to get your steps in line like before they get their steps in line, right? So like, feels like, it doesn't necessarily feel like competitive though. Like, it feels like you're in a situation, there's another party involved. So like, maybe like a divorce or something, or some type of like legal proceeding, like there's another party involved and you aren't really competing, but that would be more like a battle, right? And it doesn't necessarily feel like a battle. It feels more like a, I guess it does feel more like it feels like more like a competition than a race. It's like you're not directly competing, but it's like two attorneys are kind of like in a competition against each other. Like, that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. So the guidance here is like, you got to keep going, and you have to like, it's like very linear. It's like eye on the prize. Like, keep going. Don't lose pace. Don't lose steam. Keep going and know you're very close to getting there. It's just interesting. Like, it kind of feels like it's like this time period, I got to get through this time period, and I know it's going to end, but I got to just like keep going, right? Like, not losing steam, keep going, keeping your eye on the prize is what it feels like. And I feel like there will be resolution for a lot of the situation. It does feel like situations attached to other people, like there will be resolution, but it's going to be like a harder 2 weeks to get through it, is what it feels like. So like, you're going to get there, and like, you just got to keep going. And once you get there, like, the solutions, the things that make sense are going to come through. Yeah. That's what I'm getting. And it does feel like conflict resolution as well, like, is going to be coming, but like, it's not going to be coming immediately. Like, it's a process. Like, it's a process for you to get to that point where there's going to be conflict resolution, right? And you have to be strong and you have to keep going. It's kind of like a mind over matter type of thing, right? So a lot of intensity these next couple weeks for a lot of you guys. So, all right. Anything else